Good morning, everyone, all my Mindful Journey friends. I'm glad to have you here today. Hey, I had an experience this weekend that caused me to think about this video today and what I might share with you. And what happened was I got up in the morning and I had a lot of things planned on my schedule for the day. And it didn't work out quite the way that I wanted it to. I ended up spending a lot of time doing things that maybe I thought were not necessarily worth my time, but I think more it was the case that I spent more time on those things than I wanted to. And the day just kind of spiraled as far as my emotions, because I had anticipated on being able to accomplish some things that were on my list of things to do and that I really felt like I needed to get done. And what happened was the longer time that went by without me being able to do that, the heavier the burden felt. I felt more overwhelm happening because my week is really super busy. And so trying to create this business and get it going takes up quite a bit of my time, as well as time that I spend with my clients. And so by the end of the night, I was emotionally and physically spent. I didn't want to give any more than what I already had. And what I realized was that even my self-care practice had kind of gone out the window because the time restraints were very evident in what I was needing to get done that day. And so the next morning when I woke up, I didn't really want to get up. I didn't want to get out of bed. And yet I really thrive on my morning routine. I love the self-care practice and routine that I have created for myself over the years. And I recognize that when I don't get that time, my day doesn't go quite as well as what I would like it to. Now, I will tell you that years ago, when I was a busy young mom and had lots of things to do in my church and responsibilities with my home, my children, taking care of the yard, there just was a lot of things. And I remember thinking to myself, I can't give the time. I don't have time to do necessarily the things that I wanted to do to take care of myself. And my mental health suffered for it. Maybe you have been in that same type of a situation where you have people that, like myself, that talk to you about self-care and creating a self-care routine. Now, self-care doesn't have to take a lot of time, but oftentimes in our mind, we think that it will, or we think that it takes a lot of money. I don't have the money to go out and get a pedicure or a manicure every month, or to go to the spa, or whatever it is that you have in your mind of what that self-care routine would look like. And it stops us. It prevents us from really taking some essential time. Really, it's a necessity. It can prevent us. We can come up with excuses, and those excuses feel very legitimate. And I'm not negating those. They do come up, and they bring up a lot of emotions in us. And I found for myself this weekend that what it brought up in me was a feeling of overwhelm. And my anxiety was up. I was experiencing dizziness, and my heart was palpitating and just kind of nauseous to my stomach. My appetite disappeared. And all I wanted to do was sit and do nothing by the end of the day. Well, that's not how I want to live. And I don't think that that's how you want to live. I think that we are meant to be people who are creative, who want to be productive with our time, that we want to continue to learn and grow. And the other thing is that we want to be able to make a difference in this world. We want to be able to give to other people. We want to be able to give to our families. We want to be able to give to our church community. We want to be able to give to our neighbors and friends and be able to have enough, not only physical energy to do that, but the mental capacity to be able to give what we can, our best self in those circumstances. Sometimes when self-care is brought up, it brings on feelings of guilt. This can be really a really dark place to be in. And it makes us feel like we have to keep going and going and going and going, and that we are the ones who carry the burden of everything that has to be done. That feeling of perfectionism, that feeling of guilt, and also feelings of resentment maybe come up because everything else is taking our time and we don't have time to care for ourselves. But I want to bring to mind today that self-care doesn't have to take a lot of time. It's in the little small micro minutes that you can exercise self-care. There are a lot of easy ways that you can do that. And we've talked about breathing being one of those, to just be able to simply take a couple of deep breaths. But that's not the only way that you can experience self-care. So let's talk about a few of those that maybe you can incorporate into your life that would bring you a sense of appreciation for your body, for you to be able to ground yourself in your values and the things that are the most important to you, and can give you the energy, the physical energy that you need, the clarity of mind that you need to go out and make that difference in the world, and to give of yourself so that others are being taken care of. We're busy people. Our families need us. Our children need us. Our spouses need us. There's just a lot of places that pull and tug us. And so if I can reinforce in you the importance of just taking a few minutes to really care for you, because you are just as important and have just as much worth and value as anybody else that you care for. So let's talk about some of those ways. Some of those ways may be in your morning routine. Getting yourself up and ready for the day. Put on your favorite outfit. Do your hair, put your makeup on, make yourself feel beautiful. That is just one easy self-care. Rather than just quickly pulling your hair up into a ponytail, not to say that that isn't a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but we're talking about ways that you can feel valued and beautiful and fall deeper in love with yourself and who you are. And so getting yourself ready for the day, feel beautiful, put on your favorite perfume, going out for a walk just by yourself. It doesn't have to be a long walk. It can even just be around the block. And doing it not with the idea that you are going out for exercise to push yourself and push your body. This is a self-care act to just go out and enjoy what is around you. Now, you know that I am a big nature person. I love nature. I love listening to the birds. I love looking at the clouds. I love feeling the sun on my skin. I love digging in the dirt and going for hikes and bike rides and all of those things. And maybe those are some of the things that you haven't done in a really long time. But it's something that when you participate in it, you feel whole. You feel that spark within you lit, and it does something to you. Another small thing that you can do, a real small act of kindness, is called the lotion technique. And I'm going to have to put the link below of the lady that I was listening to about this. And maybe she came up with this herself and named it, but it's a simple act that you can do of just taking lotion and rubbing it on your hands or rubbing it on your feet, and just pay attention to how it feels. Just rub it into your skin, in between your fingers, along the bottom of your feet, and maybe pick out a favorite scent that you like. That doesn't take much time. It really doesn't. And yet it's an act of self-care. What about sitting down and reading a book? You know, it doesn't take very much time. If you don't have time for a full chapter, then set yourself a timer. Sit down for 15, 20 minutes and just read a book that really draws you in and that you love. So not a textbook, but something that you can really enjoy. How about turning on some music, dancing in your kitchen, or grab one of your kids and dance around, sing at the top of your lungs? Something that you haven't done in a long time. And one of the techniques to be able to do this is look back to when you were a child or a young adult. What is it that you love to do? Something that just made you happy. And you haven't done it in a long time. Maybe try to do something like that. Something that just creates creativity in you. Maybe it's a craft or working on a project on your house. I don't know. These things can be set up into time increments that are not very big, and that you can still feel like you did something that you love and enjoy, and that make you feel like you. Maybe it's a you that you feel like you've lost somewhere along the line, but you can re-spark that. You can rejuvenate those feelings inside of you that make you feel like you're of worth. What about the simple act of taking a shower? Have you ever just stood there and just felt the water, the warm water run over your body? Get your favorite scent of a soap or a body wash. Feel the bubbles on your skin, and just take a moment and just repeat maybe some things that you're grateful for. That's just an added benefit to that self-care. Maybe you've worn yourself out so much during the day that what you need is to lay down for a quick cat nap. Give yourself, set a timer if you need to, for 15 minutes where you can just lay down, close your eyes, and just relax for a minute. What about laughter? Laughter is a wonderful tool of self-care. It is very healing. You know, we've talked about how the breath can turn on that parasympathetic brain and allow those feel-good hormones to be released. Laughter does the same thing. Even if it's a forced laughter, it can create those same feelings within you. Those are all self-care acts. So they don't have to be big. They don't have to take any money, really. And yet it can help you to feel like you are being cared for, nourished, Maybe it's sitting down to a simple meal and just really looking at the food that you're eating. Paying attention to what it tastes like, what it smells like, and how you feel after you've eaten it. There's so many different ways, and I'm sure that you can be creative and come up with things, little things, that you can do throughout the day that will help you to feel like you are being taken care of and that you create a place of safety for yourself. And when you do that, it allows you to be able to give to others more freely. You are able to give your best self to the people around you and the people that you love. So that would just be my counsel today on your mindful journey, is just be mindful of you. Be mindful of what your needs are. And then take little actions to include some of those self-care acts in each and every day. Your family will love you for it. It is not an act of selfishness. It is not a place where you need to feel guilty for taking time for you. In fact, it is probably one of the most selfless things that you can do, because then you are able to give all of yourself, all of your attention and your energy and your love to the things that take your attention, that demand your time and your energy, because you have already given that to yourself. But it is something that needs to be daily, because just like a plant, if you put a plant, we just planted our gardens not long ago for those of us that have done that. But you can even link this to a house plant. If you do not nourish that plant, give it sunlight and air and water and fertilizer, pretty soon that plant is going to wither and die. That same thing can happen to you. And so it doesn't take much, right? I water my plants once a week, go out and weed around them and make sure that everything's going good and it's got the nourishment that it needs. And then what happens? The plant continues to grow and bloom and blossom, produce produce, all of those things. And the same thing happens to you. When you do those little acts of self-care every day, you will blossom and grow. You'll learn more about yourself and who you are, who God feels about, what He feels about you in those little moments of self-care. So that would be my, just my counsel today, and maybe give you a challenge for today to just find one little thing that you can do to practice some self-care today. So let's prepare ourselves for our meditation. So welcome to that. Let's begin our meditation by taking a couple of deep breaths, getting yourself into a comfortable position that will allow the energy to flow freely throughout your body. Quiet your mind, create stillness, and nourish your soul all at the same time. Taking time for yourself is so important. Creating a self-care routine is important as well. Taking time to care for yourself means better mental health. It helps to relieve depression and anxiety and feelings of overwhelm. Self-care creates more emotional balance and a more positive self-evaluation. You are worth the time. You're worth the care and the support that it takes. And it only takes a little, just a little bit. But that little bit can help nourish you, create a place of safety within, and a time to express gratitude. Express gratitude to yourself for taking time today, in this moment, to practice self-care. Just as you care for a baby or those around you that you love, come into this moment with that same self-care attitude for yourself. It is an act of bringing yourself into balance, of peace and harmony. It creates a space to open up and release the stress of the day, or even maybe become grounded in your values, the things that are really important to you, and will help you to be able to face the day that comes ahead with courage and with optimism. Now, I want you to imagine yourself inside of a beautiful bubble. This bubble can be whatever color you want it to be. It can be spacious and grow and move as you do and expand to the needs that you have. But it can also become small. It can enclose you in a way that makes you feel safe and allows the sounds of everything else, all of the events and the activities outside of this bubble, to become muted. This time, these few minutes, are just for you. Time to reconnect with your thoughts, your emotions. Time to rejuvenate and to rebalance. A time to breathe. It can be a time to be silent or to be loud. Whatever you need, this time is just for you. So take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Again, breathe in, filling up your lungs and your belly with life-giving breath. And breathing deeply out, emptying out everything, letting go. However you choose to spend your time inside of your bubble, I would like you to repeat these affirmations out loud to yourself, or maybe quietly within your mind, whatever fits your needs for today. Taking time for myself is a priority. I will take time each day to do a little something just for me. I allow others to take care of me and know that I don't have to do everything by myself. I trust in others to take responsibility for their needs, knowing that as I do so, it gives them permission to practice self-care. It's okay. It's okay to take just a few minutes for myself each day. It's important to the people that I love for me to practice self-care. It's important to the people that I love for me to have stability in my mental and emotional health. In practicing self-care, I provide a safe environment for growth for understanding, for new perspectives. I am like a young plant that needs tending, that needs nutrition and care. For without it, I cannot thrive. I cannot grow. I must be nourished, and I choose to nourish myself with drinking plenty of water, of eating colorful and fresh and nutritious foods, by taking time to do things that create energy in my body and mind. I enjoy the warmth of the sun, spending time in nature, and enjoying the beauties of every moment. I'm not striving for perfection. I'm striving for growth. I'm always learning and growing. I'm happy to be me. My body, my mind, and my emotions find balance when I breathe deeply and slowly remind myself that I am capable of achieving my goals. My body communicates clearly and effectively with me when I listen. I am able to work hard and to find relaxation in healthy ways. Right now, I am enjoying the peace and relaxation that flows all around me in the space that I have created. Now, starting at the top of your head, release all of the tension from your forehead, around your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. Your tongue is relaxed. You can loosen your neck by gently rolling circles, and any stretches or rolling your shoulders to release any tension and allow it to just melt away. Take a deep breath in and allow all of that relaxing energy to wash down you as you breathe out over your chest, your belly, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, clear down to your toes, completely relaxed as you spend this time caring for yourself. The process of self-care allows you to discover more about yourself each day, finding things that you enjoy, things that are meaningful to you. It's okay to have fun, to laugh, and to enjoy people. They want you to succeed. God wants you to succeed. And when you need help, you can trust and depend on them. You can depend on God. You're not alone. You do not always have to be the one to take care of everything. You have capable loved ones who can share the load, and you can find balance between your work, your family, and rest. Resting actually is another form of productivity, and it's crucial to your well-being and to your family's well-being. You don't have to do it all. In fact, It's better when you share the responsibility. Taking care of yourself is a joy and an honor. You are well rested and full of energy. You're ready for whatever lies ahead, whatever may come on this day. Now I'm going to count from 5 to 1 and bring you back into the present moment. And when I do so, I want you to come back rested, reassured, and committed to the ability that you have to practice daily self-care. 5, take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. 4, coming back to the present moment, feel the surface beneath you, your feet on the ground. 3, become more aware of the sounds that surround you. Feel the air on your skin. 2, feel refreshed, full of energy and confidence. 1, take a deep breath in, a slow, relaxing breath out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, and when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has been a helpful reminder to you that you are important enough to take some time to care for yourself. God bless you and your family, and I will see you next Monday. Take care, everyone.